Now my mini rockery. If I do it loaded, and I do it unloaded. One, yes. It's not really having any trouble with that at all. And let's just try it in second gear. Even fully loaded. Hello there, fun clubbers. So we've been asked a number of times to do some proper reviews on our cars rather than just muck about with them, which is handy because look what just arrived. The HobbyPlus Arktos 6x6 CR18P truck crawler thing. So let's take a little look. It's certainly nicely packaged and far from being the worst boxed item I've ever received. A load of features there on the side if you wish to pause and look at those. Briefings are 2.4 GHz controller. Don't see any point in putting that on. Everything is nowadays. Comes with its own LiPo battery, 6-wheel drive, and is ready to run. A 280 size big block brushed motor, aluminium anodized main chassis frames, servo and axle setup, big bore oil shocks with aluminium caps and retainer, and new 1.2 inch satin silver coated bead lock chuck wheels. Let's take a look inside. So here we have the controller. Looks quite familiar, to be honest. Yes, I recognise this. This is quite a nice, neat little item. It is a Fly Sky controller, 6-channel, and the same as came with my HPI Venture 18. So it's obviously quite a popular controller for crawlers. The HPI's got a foam wheel. This is plastic. And the HPI also came with this little thumb attachment so you can drive single-handed. I don't know if this does, but all in all, that is a very capable controller. An instruction booklet. We'll get that open. See what's inside the bag here. Yes, an instruction in multi-languages, is it? Yeah, multi-language instructions. So there's probably not a lot of detail in there, but telling you what all the switches do on your controller. Is there a breakdown of parts? And yes, a breakdown of parts. That is always nice to see. We have the proverbial little cross key with multiple hex openings for undoing various bolts. A USB charger. Some drop links. I did see somewhere on the box. Some drop links to stiffen up the suspension as and when you're carrying things. But the car, truck, whatever. Let's make a bit of room, even though it's not that huge. Take a look at this. And I'd just like to say, it is very well packaged. You know, it has, they have some care over making sure it gets to you in one piece. What a nice little rig. Feels softly sprung, and there's not a huge amount of treble in those big blow shocks. And again, you know, it's the first thing I noticed. I probably should pay more attention to other things. Exactly the same shocks as is on that HPI Venture. I think a lot of parts are common between all sorts of models. Oh, I do like looking at that already. Yeah, very nice. So, let's have a little look at the truck. Of course, what video would not be complete without the satisfying feeling of the body protection film. And here we have the little truck with, now I notice the suspension first, but that is a hard body. So let's take a look at this thing in the environment it is meant to be, the outdoors. You have the truck cab with some wipers, mirrors, which actually have, if you can see it, mirrored glass in there. They fold away for as and when you're squeezing two small spaces or roll the thing over. It is a full permanent 6-wheel drive with solid axles. So there's no diffs in there as such. We have a superb little winch, which we're going to try in a second. The axle articulation, well, I've actually hindered it. It comes with, if you can see under there, that little shiny bit of metal, some sway bars which you can fit, which it does need if you carry an extra weight. It limits the axle articulation a little bit, not so much when you're out doing stuff, but certainly on flatter ground. So if you're after that scale look of it climbing over things, you might want to disconnect those or take them off completely. They put a beautiful little fuel tank on one side and a storage box on the other, which sadly doesn't open. I think it would have been nice if that did. You have some chocks there in multiple positions you can move them to. They're held in by Allen keys underneath, so you can get it to suit whatever car you have. The sides on here fold down for wider vehicles too. You have, if I can get them out, some little ramps that's stored away in the back. I think that is a very nice touch. You have front and rear lights. I can show you some of them. You have tail lights and reverse lights. Forward and brake lights, and indicators too for those that love their driving like that. On the front, yes, you have the headlights with some bumper lights on there, and again indicators on the front. You have a second stage of brightness there, the headlights on main beam effectively, and a whole sweep of fog lights. You've got roof lights on there, the bumper lights, those three in the crash bar as well, and then the final setting, which you probably can't see with the lights as they are, which is the hazard lights flashing. So a lot of functionality there in the lights and the truck. Oh, I never showed you. Side lights on the trailer too. They really have put a lot of thought into making this a great scale looking truck. But the one thing most people are going to be interested in is that winch. So let's see how strong it actually is. I have the ramps there, my little HPI Venture 18 with a few mods. Just about fits on the ramps. Let's get this out. Yes, there is a thumb controller on there, and it is proportional. You can do it slowly or fast. It's quite a large scale hook, probably more a 10th scale hook than an 18th. Let's get this under here. Oh, come on. Oh. Right. So let's see if it can pull a similar car up. I might need to drop them down. It's not really having any trouble with that at all. I might just need to straighten it up a little bit on that. Beautiful. Yeah. No trouble at all. Pop them away. It looks like it is just about narrow enough to hold that on there. And there we have it. An actual functioning winch you can use to recover vehicles. I like that. Still with all that weight on the back. You will notice I have already changed the wheels. I did want 6 the same, but they didn't have all the ones I want in stock. We can see, lifting the front there does make the front very light, having weight on the back. Certainly got the power to pull it, but you can see it pushing the front tyres there. This, I fear, even with those heavier wheels on, is going to cause a rollover. Oh, did that beautifully. Let's give it a little climb up here. Pushes the front so much loaded. Let's get some lights on there, might help. Ooh. As I say, it's got the power to do it, but not quite the weight on the front. Does want to run away with itself a bit downhill. Give it a little try. Do my hastily dug little ditch here. I don't expect the angles will be too much for it, but it is very, very soft, loose, dry soil. Wow, impressive. Just try and see if we can do that transition again. No.
Yes, I can, Bradley!
Oh, I was going to say no problem at all. It's digging in there now. Can it find some grip? No. It is well and truly dogging. That's one stone. When the rear wheel catches, it will not get over. The front lifts. Oh, that's it. The front's pushed it in. Made it. I Don't expect to have any trouble with this. None whatsoever. This will be a real test for the axles. Never, wow. It's like a 2-3 inch piece of timber there, and it just climbs straight over it. And this is all just dry, loose leaves. No problem. You can barely see it as it makes its way through there. Don't expect it to have any trouble getting down this. It may run away with itself a bit. Oh. No, it has got some decent brakes. But can it get off? I expect the front to be pouring the air. I don't think it's going to keep them tyres down. No. I'm going to have to make sure I'm perfectly straight on this. Has it got the oomph to do it? Oh no. Try a bit more speed. Oh, oh. Huh? Oh. Let's double up with the slab, with the slates. Wow. So it hasn't got the weight on the front when it's fully loaded. But it's got the power and torque to do it. It is just that weight distribution when you're fully loaded. Give it one more try. Full blast. It won't do it. Oh, it's going to fall off. The other axles are going to fall off the side. Done for. Oh well. Well, it would have done it. And to prove it. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Yes! But it is much easier in reverse. Sure, without the car in it would have no trouble. Now my mini rockery. If I do it loaded, and I do it unloaded. One, yes. looks like it really wants to roll over this way. Look at them tyres squishing and biting into the rocks. Should have no trouble with this bit. Those portal axles really do give it huge ground clearance. There's the final hurdle. Go on. That is impressive. Now let's just get the blast the other way. The start is typically a bit harder this way. Oh, it's going to slide off there. Oh. Oh, it's what a wedge down there. Made it. Dig itself out of anything. Should have saw that rear tyre twisted and bending for that. Does not want to stop though. That is very impressive. Oh wow. Oh yeah. Pushing the front tires like crazy. But that is very impressive. Well done, HobbyPlus. And let's just try it in second gear. Even fully loaded. So it coped with the mossy rock. Ooh. Ooh. Made it. My final test is the washboard with a particularly tight turn at the top. I think there might be too much weight on this to cope with it. Oh! I think we've done a drive shaft. The rear wheels are not turning. Oh, it's dead. Yes. The centre drive shaft has fell out. Here are its remnants. So, game over for the HobbyPlus 6x6. So, after its early bath, due to this, the centre prop shaft has just split. Can't really see on here, just about there on the eye. How do I feel about the HobbyPlus Arktos 6x6? Honestly, very impressed. Everything it has done much heavier than any of its drivetrain was ever intended. The motor had no problems at all. The suspension didn't have any trouble at all. The winch had no trouble at all pulling it up. But that extra bit of weight, particularly with the fact it was locked solid against that step, when I was trying to force it over it, if you can hear me over my son playing, but I'm never going to stop that from happening. I don't think it's too bad. Some metal prop shafts will have to go in there at some point, but I think as a standard car, providing you're not doing anything too silly with it, you will have no trouble at all. And let me just show you what I mean about the extra weight it was carrying. So, stock, and I need to look at my piece of paper, it's 880 grams with its standard plastic wheels on there. Just these brass wheels I've put on there take it up to nearly 1,300 grams. That's nearly 50% more than it was ever intended to weigh. Then there's a further 674 grams of HBI Venture stuck on the back of it. So that's over twice as heavy as it was ever intended to be. The fact that it broke in such a harsh test, you might not think so, but that middle tyre was wedged on the step and I was trying to get it to pull itself up. So it was quite a lot of strain on there. The motor didn't seem to have trouble, but that weak link in the drive shaft there definitely caused its downfall. But for the price you can get these at, and I'll say I only paid about 120 UK pounds, probably about $150, $160 for it. It's a cracking little toy.